Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth. I'm your host, Dan Arena. And over here we got
Tabitha.
And so welcome to our
Yes.
show. Woo, woo, woo.
You might be wondering, why does Dan look the way he does?
That's right. That's right. This is my clown hat. It came with a clown nose, but I can't find the nose. So, jesters back then were clowns. So,
That's right.
at least, they looked like clowns.
R2 says Dan is Princess Sparkles.
That's right. Look at them sparkling sparkles everywhere.
Nice.
Probably won't keep the hat on. But let's say hello to everybody. We got Uncle Mike. Hello, Uncle Mike. We got R2. Hello, R2. We got Avery. We got Sketchy Guy. What's up, Sketchy Guy? And Avery. Hello. Sorry, I didn't give you a big hello. There it is. So tonight we are going to discuss about the Court Jester. I was supposed to share my screen so I could show you a picture. But I mean, obviously you guys saw a picture with a what's it there? Oops. Just gonna share it. Got it. Here we go.
Yeah.
I think. Nope.
Mhm.
That's
Well, I mean, they're
kind of there. Sorry, everybody. Was
That
not
glitch just
prepared
is-
for this.
Dan, for shame.
Oh, that's a little tiny. That's a little tiny photo.
We'll just zoom in.
Oh,
there.
by the way, yeah, I know, right? I probably should have. Sorry, let's see if
Show
this
you-
one's bigger.
Here we go.
No, that's another tiny photo. Everybody got small stuff. Okay, so Court Jester. This is kind of a funny movie, but made
it
back
is.
in 1955.
Mhm.
Danny Kaye with
Mhm.
Glynia. I can't even pronounce these people.
Oh, Glynis Johns, Angela Lansbury, and the
Yes.
Basil Rathbone.
Basil Rathbone. And look at this, everybody. There is. I don't know if you can see the screen.
Yeah, Dan
There
had to tell
is-
me about this stuff. I didn't
Look at-
know.
There's a T-shirt made with this stuff, and there's a
And a
lamp.
Yeah.
I mean, there must be a pretty big following of this stuff. Oh, a signature made thing with a picture. I mean, this is just as cool as Star Wars. Jeez.
For some people, I guess. I mean, it's got a pretty
Come
cool
on,
cast,
Tabitha.
you know?
Yeah, it is. It is a cool cast.
Hey, I introduced you to this film, so I'm all about
That's
this
true.
film.
That's true. I bet you my grandmother knows about this film. Don't you, Grandma? If you're watching with Uncle Mike, you can hear me.
Talking to you. Yeah, I like this movie a lot. It's got a really good cast, and I don't know if a lot of people anymore know about the actors that were in this film. You know, most people know Angela Lansbury from Beauty and the Beast. She did the voice for Mrs. Potts. Yeah, you're so right, R2, that Angela Lansbury, she just really looks the same throughout all of her decades. Yeah, just a slightly younger version. And Glynis Johns, she was, speaking as a heterosexual female, she was a babe back in the day. If other people don't know what she starred in, she was also
They were all
the mother
babes.
in Mary Poppins, the blonde lady, you know, Sister Suffragette.
Yeah.
That's who Glynis
Oh.
Johns also is. That's right.
That's cool. Yeah, I think they were all babes. Even Danny was a babe there.
Yeah, well,
Poor
to maybe
babe.
some people, he was in Hans Christian Andersen, White Christmas, and Basil Rathbone. He was phenomenal in the black and white series of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah. R2 says it's a boomer classic. Yes.
I don't know that it's a boomer classic because I think it's it's like a greatest generation classic. Like this is before boomers.
Was it? Yeah, I guess because it was
technically
1955.
Yeah, this is a greatest generation.
That is kind of
classic.
before boomers. Boomers are what, in the 70s, right?
Yeah, I want to say there was the 60s and the 70s.
60s and 70s, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Stockwood. I mean Woodstock. Man,
Woodstock.
I'm dyslexic. Man, what the freak
I
is
wasn't
going
gonna
on
say
here?
anything. That's okay,
Woodstock.
Dan. I do that a lot myself too. I can't help it.
You know that Stockwood where they play all that music? It's the
I wasn't
lesser
quite
of Woodstock, but it was the same.
It was the Canadian version or something. I don't know.
Right. Jeez. I'm a hetero male and have no problem in admitting Chris Hemsworth is dreamy. Yes.
He is. Yeah. He is.
Oh, you want to see my cool mug again?
He said, what is in that mug?
Oh, what's in the mug? Just a can of Coke with Grogu. He makes it taste better, I think.
Water for Tabitha.
Oh, don't worry. I got my water in this one.
Ah, yes. Dual wielding tonight, I see.
That's right. That's right. Because I don't know. It's just weird drinking water out of this because you get that wood taste. I don't know why.
Yeah, I can see that. Water tends to absorb whatever it's surrounded by.
Right. And plus, I don't know if they sealed this mug that well because it's not like a thick sealing on it. So it's like a thinner. So I don't know if there's like spots that maybe they missed or something.
Well, it's nice that you're ingesting them either way.
Yeah.
The Coke, the sodium and the carbonation is just going to kind of like,
Yeah, exactly.
eat at it.
Yes. It's Coke spelt with R-U-M. That's so funny.
R2 drinks water, but only out of his fancy Inside the Booth mug, which you can get at www.insidetheboothtv.com, along with some other really cool merch, like Dan's neck gaiter that he's wearing as a do-rag, or you can also find some hoodies and some really cool t-shirts. Oh, and of course, I forgot about the koozies. Oh, my goodness.
And these are going to be all year round, everybody.
No,
not just summer camping time. Because no one's buying them yet. Come on. Somebody get one.
Keeps your cold drinks cold and your hot drinks from burning your hands.
Cold. Yeah. From burning your hands. Fun.
Oh, well, thanks, Tim. I don't know who you are, but I appreciate you, man.
Tim Dietz. Hey, Tim Dietz.
But Dan knows who you are.
I do know who Tim Dietz is. I didn't see that until you said Tim. Right there, subbed for Tabitha. You guys are great together. Oh, well, thanks, Tim.
We try. We script everything. If you can't tell.
If you can't, yeah, right. I script like nothing. She's the only one that writes things down.
I do. I usually have like 2 pages of notes.
So, cool. So let's get into this cool movie. Since you like this movie better than me, Tabitha, and since you've seen it more than me, because I've only seen it once, and this once was kind of on and off, running back and forth into the rooms, and distracted once. But it's a good movie. I liked it. But you go ahead and you start with the plot.
So, guys, the plot is about there's multiple plots within the plot, but the main thing is that it's kind of like Robin Hood. There's basically the land of England is under a tyrant, and there's a guy in the woods who is against the tyranny, and there was a royal family that should have been on the throne, but they were usurped, and it is assumed that the royal family were all obliterated, but there remained one surviving member of the family, which was a child that bore he had the royal birthmark, the signature birthmark that had been passed down from generation to generation. And that's the main plot. And then within that, you have a character, which would be Danny Kaye's character. And he is like a performer, a lowly like circus performer, if you will. But he wants to sign up for the people that are in the woods, essentially Robin Hood, to help defeat the current king and try to bring peace to the land. So he wants to become part of
the dark. What was it? What was his name? The fox, the dark fox,
the black fox,
Black Fox.
The black.
But he wasn't the Black Fox. The Black Fox was, and then he like dressed us as the Black Fox.
Right. Well, it's deceiving
because singing number.
it is a musical. And so Danny Kaye character, he wants to be something special within this group, but because he's kind of just a nobody, they just give him the simple jobs, like, if you will, like caring for the child or whatever. He's been given a mission to transport the royal child to somewhere safe. And in the midst of this, there's this chaos that ensues, and he ends up becoming undercover the Courts Jester in order to infiltrate the castle and try to save the land and restore the child to the throne.
Right. Exactly.
And of course, it's filled with beautiful women, and he's attracted to one of them, but there's kind of a mess up because the other woman thinks that he's her true love, but he's kind of under a spell and doesn't realize that he actually thinks he's her true love, but he really isn't because he's in love with the other woman.
Right. So this has a little bit of a like old Disney feel to it.
Yeah.
And also like an old Robin Hood.
Like the Dumpling Gang and
just want to say what's up to Ringy 542. Ringy 542. How you doing? He says it's his
seen him on Twitter.
First time joining the stream. Thanks for joining the stream. Are you guys talking about Robin Hood Men in Tights? No, not tonight.
No, this is much older than this.
This is older than Men in Tights, but it kind of has a Men in Tights flair to it. Like Men in Tights might have taken a few things from it.
The gaudy costumes, the tights, absolutely. Back in the day, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then Phil's on. What's up, Phil?
Hey, Phil.
I see you remembered.
Hope college is going great for you.
Yes. You remembered the pretty lady's name this time, he says.
Is that what you learned in college?
That's why he went to college.
I went to college. Yes, R2, this movie is known for Get It, Got It, Good, which is said throughout the film. It's pretty cool. Like I said, there are like plots within plots that are going on in here. And so the evil guy, which is Basil Rathbone, he wants to kill the king and I guess take his place. So, but he's under the assumption that the jester that's been summoned to the castle is the infamous Giacomo, also known as the assassin. So he thinks that Danny Kaye's character, who's actually working for the Black Fox, is an assassin going to kill the king. So we've got like a lot of chaos and a lot of confusion, but I think it flows pretty well.
Yes. Ringy 542. I'm looking for a picture, but it's called the Court Jester. I can't find, like, I showed a picture earlier, but I can't find anything that's like a little bit higher resolution. But here you go.
Yeah, there we go.
The Court Jester.
It's a 1955 classic, I would say. Filled with a bunch of people that nobody remembers or talks about or knows of anymore. That's really true. Sad.
I mean, I think they're all passed away now, aren't they?
No, Angela Lansbury's still kicking. I mean, this woman just...
she's still alive.
I don't want to be mean, but like, man, this woman just won't die. At least last I checked. I mean, it's not like I keep up with her, but as far as I know, she's still alive. I think she's still with us. Yeah, right. She's 95 years old.
Oh my goodness, that is great.
Known for Mrs. Potts and Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah.
She was also in that Samson and Delilah film, that the older version of what we basically watched before. She was actually in that movie too.
Oh, okay. Is there a what house? Lamba? How do you say that?
Lambda house on campus. Watch out for the alphabet. I think he's talking to Phil. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm going to just assume that's like fraternity house chat or something.
All right. Yeah. So with your description of the plot, I think that's a good description. What IMDb has is really short compared to what you said. It says a
probably doesn't do it justice.
hapless carnival performer. Hapless? Why is it spelled like that? What is hapless? HAPLESS.
Like a klutzy, I think, if I'm not
okay.
mistaken.
Masquerades as the court jester as part of the plot against an evil ruler who has overthrown the rightful king. And that rightful king is obviously a baby. A little baby. I like the beginning. I liked that beginning where he's like, it's kind of in the beginning where he's dressed up as like the old man, right, in the thing with the child in the barrels, and he's like, he's always coughing, and he's going, yeah. Have you seen this child? They say it's the king. He goes, oh, my child, you can't take
he's got
my
the woman
child.
next
You
to
know?
him.
Yeah. She's mute, and then she was like going.
Well, and yeah, he tells the people that she's mute, and so he's like, she can only hear what I have to say through the gestures of my mouth. So he would hold her fingers up to his mouth, and he's like, have you seen the child? And she would do some kind of like faux, sign language, and he'd be like, she doesn't. The best part of that scene is when the guy's like, ask her if she's seen people in the woods. And so he's like, have you seen the people in the woods? And so she's going on, keep going. Like he looks at and then stops, and Danny Kaye's like, she says no. And the guard's like, why was it so long? And he's like, well, she stuttered.
She was stuttering.
I laugh. I've seen this movie numerous times, but it's been a while since the last time I watched it, and I forgot about that scene. I laughed so hard.
And he did a great job acting like an old man that didn't remember much, or he was saying stuff, and he was like,
those coughs sound legit too.
Yeah, it did.
Exactly. Oh, that's another good movie. Have you ever seen Private Eyes? I just see that in the comment section that Tim Conway did the same thing with the whole lip nudge touching. Have you ever seen Private Eyes?
Oh, really?
Dan?
No. I have not. What year was that?
It's old. In the year of yore. Well, it's Don Knotts. Like, Don Knotts?
Oh, Don. I know Don Knotts.
So like back when he was, like the height of, comedic cinema back then. So him and Tim Conway did this movie. It scared me as a kid, but it was also really funny. I mean, like really funny.
Yeah.
But these movies tend to kind of have the same comedic value there. So they might be stealing from one another. But yeah, this movie had so many funny parts.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I would give the plot a point.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely
I'd give it a point. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Be handing out some points like rain tonight.
That's right. Ringy said that he'll watch this if we give it a good recommendation. Well, this is the first part of our pointing system, so we'll let you know if we. That's right. If you're new here, our points go by. Was it the plot, the acting, cinematography, music, and then allegory. Five categories. Each category gets a point, and if I give all 5 categories a point, they get 5 points. Same with Tabitha. If she gives it all points, she gets another 5 points, and then we'll tell you we recommend it basically. So that's how that works. All right. So next is the acting. Oh, we were just kind of talking about that.
Yeah,
I think the acting is great, and everybody out down here says, how did I miss the start of the stream? Dax said, I don't know. Sorry, buddy.
You were probably sleeping, man. You got to get up for work.
Sleeping, yeah. Yeah, and everybody's saying about Tim Conway that you were saying. I thought I said I saw something.
Dan says that Danny Kaye was a comedic genius. Dax. Excuse me, Dax.
Dax.
My bad.
Yep, that's what he said. And he was really good. And I like the lady actresses. They were pretty darn good too. They did a great job. I like
They did.
The witch there casting the spells.
Griselda. You know, they always got these weird names.
Right.
It's like Griselda.
And he was
Like,
just
what kind
kind
of
of like,
who names their child Griselda? Come on now. You just destined her to become something wacky. Like,
you could tell they rehearsed this a few times.
oh my gosh.
You know,
I cannot
that was great.
imagine. Like, the tongue twisters that are in this film are ridiculous. How did they do that? Like when he first meets the king and they're talking about, you know, what was it? Italy or something like that with the Duke, and he was like, what did the Duke do? And he's like, the Duke, or what did the Doge do? And he's like, the Doge did what the Doge does when the Doge does his duty to the Duke. It's very simple. When the Doge did his duty and the Duke didn't, that's when the Duchess did the drift to the Duke with the Doge. And he goes on for like 2 minutes doing that. How do you memorize that? I had to write that down.
I don't know
And
how
say
people
it
memorize this thing.
And say it so flawlessly. I mean, I think the acting level for films like this, you know, because it's a whole different kind of comedic value. You don't see movies that really do, you know, silly things like tongue twisters that just get your head spinning, but the guys do it so professionally, you know, without missing a beat, obviously. And then they could just burst into song or laughter, like when he gets put under the curse and he's like going in between the curtains, like, I never run away from those. And they're snapping their fingers and he goes in between the curses. And he's like, I never run away from a fight. And they snap their finger and he's like a coward all of a sudden.
Yeah, he's like, whoa.
I'm just like, where is he?
Yeah. That was good.
Oh my gosh.
That was definitely good. Yeah, and what was it? The whole cup thing, you know.
Oh, the vessel with the pestle with the
the pill and whatever.
The pellet with the poisons and the vessel with the pestle. The chalice with the palace has the brew that is true, but don't drink the flagon with the dragon.
Yeah, that's man.
And he's just walking around. And the silly things that are going on in this movie, like while he's trying to remember which cup is poison, he keeps going, you know, the pellet with the poisons and he keeps getting his words messed up. And they, for whatever reason, the director decides, hey, let's have lightning strike his suit of armor so that it becomes magnetized while he's trying to remember where the poison is. Like, who comes up? So he's like reaching for stuff and like his helmet just comes flying. Like, so who comes up with this?
It was almost like magnetized or something.
Yeah, it was.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it was just. I do. The vessel with the pestle. We would get goblets and things like that when we were growing up, or you go to like the Renaissance fair and you're like, it's a family joke because we've seen this movie so many times, and we'll pick one up and be like, look, Ma, it's a flagon with a dragon. It's actually got a dragon on it.
That's so funny.
Phil, I try to say it with a straight face. And we've been, like I said, I've seen this film a couple of times, but I decided to try to memorize some of the script, which was quite challenging. But I do have an interest in I do have a somewhat of an interest in rap music, as long as it's clean lyrics, which I know is hard to come by. I just think it's amazing what people can say at top speeds. Like, so I try to, you know, like some Lecrae or whatever like that. So, I just think it's fascinating. So when I see Danny Kaye doing this, I'm like, see, look at that. White people can do it.
They can. White people started. They started it.
That's right. See, if you watch the Courts Jester, you fully understand that white people invented rap music.
Oh boy. You know what I just got reminded of? DC Talk. You remember this song where I love rap music? I love rap music. I don't know if you heard it. No.
No.
Anyways,
it's past my time.
It probably was. It was in the early 90s, I think that song was.
Okay, I was a child. I was a wee lass in the early 90s.
I was like early teen.
Yes, I was a wee thing. Yeah.
One more reason I can brag. I know Tabitha. Yes, Phil.
What? Because I can rap.
Because you can rap. I like when he says, Tabitha spitting the words like it's nothing.
That's right. I do. I know a couple of rap songs, but it takes a toll on you, man.
And cue the Twitter trolls.
Yes, that's why we're on. That's where we're on. YouTube.
That's right.
They don't come to YouTube.
Dax says Eminem holds the world record for the most syllables per minute. Oh, does he?
I don't doubt that. That guy is pretty impressive.
I don't listen to his music, so I don't know.
Neither do I. I've heard some snippets of his stuff.
Right.
I've heard I don't listen to him because, like I said, I prefer clean music. But I'm just blown away. Like, out of curiosity, I would put him up there, and I'm like, wow.
Look who's
so
the
cool.
boomer. Who's the new boomer now? Phil is. I was a baby in the late 90s.
Oh, so all right.
That's kind of like new boomers, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It's not Stockwood anymore. I mean Woodstock. It was the 90s.
Hey, love me the 90s.
Yeah, 90s was fun. All right. We gave acting a point each, I'm guessing.
I just don't even know if the actors today could. I just don't know if the actors today. If I would love to, honestly, I would love to see the actors of today try to perform a movie like this.
Well, I think that's why some of them go back to stage acting.
Right.
So some of them can do it, because I've heard about other people like leaving like the film and just go back to stage acting.
Yeah, so I could see that. Like, who was it that for a time was doing that? Hugh Jackman I think he was doing it for a while, because he was doing his singing and stuff like that, which was very impressive. And so, I guess it's just a generational, or each decade obviously brings something to the table, and it would just be interesting to. I would love, just out of curiosity's sake, to see today's actors try to perform something like this. I think the closest I've ever seen something like this performed, I think Joss Whedon did it. It was a spontaneous production of Much Ado About Nothing, and he had like Nathan Fillion in it, and who did he have all in there? But they did it in black and white and everything like that. It was pretty cool. They basically made a modern movie, but they did all of the play like in the words of the play, wasn't actually like brought into modern times as far as the dialect or the language.
Right, exactly. Hey, look, Arthur says there was a Woodstock in 94 and 99. Oh, that's cool.
I went to Woodstock a couple of years ago.
Woofstock?
I was a vendor at Woodstock.
That's another, downgrade of Woodstock. Woof.
It was obviously for animals. There. Yeah, it was an animal convention.
Woofstock. Did you know Woodstock is only the place that they held Woodstock, I should say, is only about 2 to 3 hours away from me. It's in New York.
Well, I was gonna say it's in New York.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
There's
cool?
An actual place in Virginia.
So if I was
called
born
Woodstock.
in the 70s, I probably would have went. Just saying.
Just so you could.
Yeah, just so I could.
I have no idea if Joss did a musical episode of Buffy. I haven't finished Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I've only made it to like season 3 or something like that. I want to see it. A part of me is like inwardly is just cringing at the idea, but at the same time I'm like, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I
don't mind being a boomer, Phil. You can call me anything you want. I'll just smile and wave.
Smile and wave, boy. Smile and wave. But yeah, I definitely give the acting in this a point for sure.
Right.
1.5 points.
1.5 points. All right, so now we're oh boy, I don't think we're gonna go there.
Right.
So I think we're on to cinematography. Not cinematography, cinematography.
Cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Well, you go.
Cinnamony. Okay, so watching this movie, of course, it's old. Of course, you'll have that, but I think they
Right.
did a great job for what they did have, and I loved the sets. The sets were
Oh
freaking
yeah.
phenomenal. I said
Mm-hmm.
freaking phenomenal. um, but still, I mean, it's like, man, this this is pretty good for what they had and how much money they had
Oh
and
yeah.
stuff. I mean,
Well, you
obviously they
think
didn't
their stuff at
spend
that time was top
billions.
notch? You know,
Right, right. Obviously, it wasn't billions of dollars on a
just millions.
movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
just probably
I don't know.
maybe $500,000 or something back then
Yeah.
in the
No green
50s.
screen.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no green screen, nothing of that sort.
They
I don't
did
even did they.
splice. I think they did splice a couple of shoots. There no green screening, but when they were looking over the precipice of certain cliffs, or even
Oh,
the
that
ramparts
was
of the
funny.
castles, they would put like the scene of the ocean behind it. I'm pretty sure, but it was all still film. Like, it was all real places. It's just
Right,
that they would
practical
splice the
effects.
horizon lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no CGI idiots on a horse. That's right.
No, I know, right?
And I liked that. That was funny when he's
I
getting
love
on
it.
the horse. They pulled him up and then they put him down,
On
and
the
then the
hook.
horse goes and he's hanging there. It's like, wait a minute, let's try this again. That was good. That was really good.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I like the practical effects. I think they could have done a little bit better with the whole throwing them off the castle and into the water, but for what they had, I thought it was funny.
I was gonna
I
say
think they
again,
should
it's
have just
50.
put maybe just some sound effects or something, like
Oh,
and then a splash or something.
right. Well, maybe that added to the comedic value that they're like. Maybe that's what they were going for.
There was
It's
no
like, what if
sound.
what if we throw them to their deaths, but there's no sound?
Yeah, and it's funny how fast they cut from that scene to go back to the live action stuff, because it
Mhm.
probably because they realized, well, it really doesn't look real, so let's cut it real quick. Like right when he goes into the water, you don't see him splash into the water and emerge in the water all the way. You just see it when he hits the water. They cut it and they go back to where all the live action,
Oh, we're done with that.
like all
We
the
got our
action
point
stuff
across.
is. Yeah. Well, he flew over.
I like you were saying the
So
the
I
sets
did enjoy
were
it,
good.
and I
Yeah.
liked how they lit everything and how vibrant it all looked and stuff, and
Now
it
I haven't.
looked happy.
This is true. And I think, again, the coloring adds to the comedic value. It's very whimsical, all these bright colors. But at the same time, I didn't do any research to find out if this movie had been colored. I don't know if it was originally filmed in black and white and then they colored it later on. I don't actually
No, I
know.
don't think so. In the 50s, they had color film by then.
Well, it's true, but I mean,
But
wasn't Leaving
you're
the
right.
Beaver
There were some.
filmed-
Yeah, there
was
were some
filmed in
that.
black and white.
You're right.
But no, you're right. I remember the opening credits because it did say Technicolor. You're right. It's just sometimes those colors are so, I mean, for the time, they're so retro that they almost look like they have been colored on, those yellows, that particular mustard yellow that was so common back then, where when the guys were wearing the tights and stuff like that. But I have to say, I think that's what's interesting about this film. Like, the sets were really well made, like you said. I mean, they were all usable, and there was a lot of detail. There's not a lot of contrast in this film as far as the lighting and everything goes. I don't know if that has to do. It did kind of have a theater feel to it.
Yeah,
everything was lit up. Like, it didn't matter if it was in the back, if it was in the foreground, everything was lit up. And so I mean,
Technicolor.
But this way you at least I think it went along with the whole whimsical happy vibe, because if it would have been too blue,
so.
Everything like that, it just kind of sets the scene, do something different. So it just kind of keeps everything chipper. And we already mentioned it's like Errol Flynn's Robin Hood. Everything's bright, everything's cheerful and kind of stuff like that, even in the serious moments. And it is a musical, so of course it's not going to get necessarily too disturbing and everything like that. May have gone for theatrical, a musical feel to it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of movies back then were were filmed that way in a musical
Right, because of the
type
musical
theatrical.
aspect to it. I mean, like
Right.
Mary Poppins and all of that, everything's pretty well lit as well, of course. And yeah, so I mean, I guess my preference would have been to have some contrast here and there, but that just could be
Mhm.
because I'm so accustomed to it now.
Right.
So, but given
Yeah,
the
I
time
think I
frame,
think yeah, I think they were probably when they did film it and used the like they lit everything. I think it was
yeah,
more for that theatrical musical feel. Like
yeah,
you're in the theater, you're really watching like a sit down musical. You know, so
hmm
it's like so they probably weren't going for that whole let's have this side dark and this side light and then they probably
right,
weren't going for that. They were probably just going for the whole thing being lit so it could make it feel
airy, happy.
happy, Yeah.
Well, I mean, what years were like Alfred Hitchcock's films made? And I know they were in black and white, but he used strong contrast to help tell the stories and set
Yeah,
the
he
scene.
did.
So it's possible it was like, the total opposite of doing something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Alfred Hitchcock was
so,
going for thriller,
right,
horror type stuff. I think that's
right.
why. Darker, something more
So,
darker.
yeah, even like Christopher Lee's Dracula had a lot more contrast in it because, of course, it was a darker film. So that's probably what it would go for. I would
Hmm.
give it a point because, like you said, the sets were beautifully made. I think something that I can appreciate about old movies, unless they were thrillers, is that there really aren't a lot of crazy shots with the camera. Like it's just straight to the
Right.
point. Like,
No, it is. Yeah.
it doesn't force the feeling. Like if it's funny, it's funny. If it's serious, it's serious. Like you don't have to necessarily be manipulated with the camera movement. Not that I don't
Hmm.
appreciate that in some movies, but I like when it's just kind of a clean cut visual,
Yeah. Clean. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And that brings me back to the old man when he's dressed as the old man coffin. It just, I just think they did a great job with that, you know. Um, so yeah, I'll also give it a point. So now to the music. There was really not
Well,
a big musical score, was there? Well, it kind of was. They had a
well, just
couple of songs.
that little ditty, that was
Yeah,
throughout the film because you could recognize they basically had a coded whistle so that way if you sang it or whistled it, the other people in the
right.
vicinity who were part of that secretive party would know who was
Know what's
belonging to
going
the
on? Yeah,
group. But it did have a lot of singing, through well, I say a lot. It had a couple of numbers that were really good. Um
they didn't have steady cam harnesses back then.
harnesses
Well,
back
that's
then.
so true. That's why everything was clean cut. Boop, boop, boop.
Right.
No movement of the camera.
Well, and
And
also this stuff was literally on film. So they didn't have the opportunities like we do nowadays where they could necessarily go over the parts so many different times as much as we can today because with our digital technology. Obviously that still costs money and time, but back then it was like, okay, we got to get it right now because there's no green screening that out of here. There's no, we'll try again on a rainy day. Like we got to get this now. Excuse me. Or on
I was
fixed
gonna say
tripod.
shots. Well, he said a few other things too. Um, the steady cam, and then those film cameras were heavy and all on tracks or
Oh yeah, yeah.
tripod fixed shots. Yes, that's true. What's
Hmm.
your brother say? North by Northwest is my favorite Hitchcock film. Ah,
I don't think I've seen
the
that
one
one.
I remember the most. Well, the two I remember the most is what's it called? The Attack of the Killer Birds, or no, just
It's just
Birds.
called The
Birds.
Birds.
Yeah,
That movie
I'm
is
thinking.
freaky. No music.
Yeah,
Like no music
yeah,
at
Birds.
all.
I remember that movie, and I remember the one with the old lady, but it wasn't an old lady. It was the son goes in and kills everybody at the hotel or motel.
Oh, I haven't
Um,
I haven't really seen
I can't
honestly
even
too
remember the
many.
name of that one. Sorry, everybody.
Psycho? No.
Psycho. Yes.
Psycho.
Yes.
I haven't seen that one. I'm afraid I'm going to be too scared.
I haven't seen the new Psycho movie because I think it's just stupid to want to try to remake something that
a classic like
was
that.
Hitchcock's. You know. You
well,
can't
and
remake Hitchcock's movie.
They say that the genius behind Alfred Hitchcock's movies is that he doesn't reveal much. He lets your imagination take over, which is when it gets really scary. Your brain fills in the gaps, whereas today it's all about the gore and nudity and stuff like that. Your mind doesn't have a chance to conjure something scarier than what's being put before you, which a lot of times is already scary, but your imagination takes it to the next level. So he's almost like allowing the viewers to interact with his films on their own level for whatever that might be. And I think that's the genius between his movies, but that's one reason why I haven't really seen a lot of his films.
Right. Sketchy Guy says, now I want to watch the movie again. Which one? This movie or the movies we're just talking about? Psycho or Birds? Something like that. What's it say? The
Bates Motel. That was
Bates
the
Motel.
TV show of, like, I guess, how he became the psycho.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
I think that's how that goes.
Okay. Not as dangerous as the No-Tell Motel. The only modern Hitchcock type movie that was brilliant was Buried with Ryan Reynolds. Interesting.
It was quite a thriller. I mean, like, most of the movie is just him in a box because he's buried. And he's got to figure out how to get out. And like I said, most of that film is just in the dark with him in this box. Disclaimer for those that are sensitive to harsh language. There's quite a bit of it in this film. Didn't know that going into it. But it was a good film. It really was like an on the edge of your seat, captivating film.
The Buried movie?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, not Jester. Jester's not full of swear words, right?
No. I'd be surprised if in 1955 they threw in a whole bunch of F-bombs. No. But the music,
guy. He wants to watch just the Court the Court Jester now.
Oh,
yeah,
it is
go ahead and watch it.
You will
it's
laugh.
Pretty decent.
You will laugh.
If you don't laugh, I'm sorry. But I thought it was pretty
If you don't laugh, I gotta wonder about you.
Well, you know, I mean, everybody's
got their own sense of humor. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I hate when there's a lot of swearing in movies. It's a damn shame. Yeah. Good thing damn's not really a big swear word.
Depending on who you are.
That's true too. When I was a kid, I used to tell my teachers that damn wasn't a swear word. Neither was there's another word that I would always say. But then they would tell me it was, and I go, well, you want to know what a real swear word is? And then I would tell them the swear words. I'd say the F word, the, SH word, I'd say them all.
Just so you could have your moment in the sun and get all your swear words out.
Yeah. When I was a youngin'. And then, that was interesting.
Yeah, Danny Kaye's in Hans Christian Andersen's. Oh.
Tabitha, Sketchy Guy says Tabitha went. It's supposed to be went because
I probably
it was Ryan Reynolds.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he does. He's a happy swearer for sure. Yeah. He
Whoops.
Oh, I went because it was Ryan Reynolds. I'm sorry. Yeah. I didn't go because it was Ryan Reynolds. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's all cute and whatever, but he's not a person I go to the cinema because he's in a film. He's not for me for that.
Poop pants Mick fart butt is a swear word. I'll start saying that. Poop pants McFart butt. Gotcha. All right.
Boys.
So
anyway,
I'll give cinematography a point as well. Mm-hmm. I thought it was pretty good. Now we're on to. Oh wait, have we?
We were doing the music.
We already passed that. We were doing the music. That's right.
Yeah.
I like the music because I like musicals sometimes. Not all musicals are my favorite, but this one was pretty decent. It had, and the singing that is in it is kind of like a happy happy singing, basically. You know, they got the dance numbers. They do their hands. You know,
how these people can
just
dance and
reminds
sing
me
at the same time like that. Wow.
Yeah, it just reminds me of you know, a good stage.
It's
play,
a wholesome.
basically.
It's a wholesome, entertaining, well-made film. I mean, over that, I like the fact that. So, if you guys ever watch old films,
Steve is here. What's up, Steve? He goes poopy McPoop butt.
boys, calm down in the chat.
Yes.
Okay, boys. If you watch old movies, you know that they do the credits. Okay, this always irritated me as a child. Is that they always do the credits in the beginning, and it's all this dramatic music, and everybody's name and their mother is up on the screen for like 3 to 4 minutes. Steve,
it was funny.
It was funny, but I gotta, boys.
She's got to be a girl. She's got to be a mommy or something. You know, she's got to be like a mom. Hey, now, stop your mouth.
That's enough. But what I like about this film that separates it from all those other films like John Wayne and everything like that is that Danny Kaye's character is entertaining us and kind of telling a story in song and setting the scene for what the movie's going to be about, basically. While the credits are going, you're being entertained, you know? So I appreciate that. Because like I said, most of those old films, like you're just sitting there and you're like, it's okay. I'll just quickly go do some popcorn, do a bathroom run, maybe
to the beginning end credits there.
Do a load of laundry while I wait for this movie to start. So I like the music too, because it's something you can kind of sing along to depending on,
if you know the words. Yes. Now the F word. The F word is not
Fooey. Oh, that's PH. Never mind.
Like Fooey. Oh.
I think it's spelled PH.
Your brother says Dan is going to get distracted with all this fox swearing.
Faux swearing? Yeah.
Kind of like fox leather. That's what's a fox? And it's not spelled like fox, like foxy lady, you know. What does the fox say? Nothing, because it's like a piece of material, right? Isn't that what that is? Right. This was back when entertainment was not just shock value or subversion of expectations. Yes. Yeah. And we don't want to talk about the subversion expectations with The Last Jedi, do we? I don't think so. You subverted my expectations, which made it really bad. Thanks.
I'm one of those rare people that didn't like The Last Jedi, but I didn't hate The Last Jedi. But that's because I'm not a super huge Luke Skywalker fan. Like, I like Luke Skywalker, don't get me wrong, but I don't have like this emotional connection that a lot of dudes do, because as far as like he was their hero. So whenever he's like,
dudes really liked Darth Vader better than Luke Skywalker. Just saying, I know being honest here.
I know a lot of girls that like Darth Vader. Like, I'm just saying, I'm one of them. But
you like Darth Vader. I should have worn my Darth Vader shirt. It has Darth Vader over here pointing at Leia like this, and it says, "Give me some space."
Oh, nice. Yeah, I think my brother has that. Yeah, it's funny. I just he was my favorite character when I first saw the films. I cannot explain why, but everybody said they did Luke wrong, and I was like, why? Later on, when I started thinking about it, but I was like, we have done a review on this movie, so if you want to go back and watch us talk about sequel films, be sure to check out that video. I know all my real thoughts on this film.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Let's not get distracted too much.
Exactly. Just try to.
I like what Steve says here. I agree about the opening. It is different than most openings. I watched movies on TMC a long time ago. Ooh, and enjoy some of the old classics like Holiday Inn with Bing Cosby. Yeah, Bing Cosby. He's a good singer. I know him for his music. I don't think I've ever seen his movies.
Oh, really? I believe he worked with Bob Hope as well.
Who's that? Bing Cosby?
You don't know who Bing Crosby? Yeah.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, they did films together.
Did they? Okay, well,
I want to say one of them was Road to Bali, I think. It was a funny film, too. Of course, it was Bob Hope.
R2. This is back when men were men and women were women.
Don't
say that too loud on Twitter.
This was back when men were men and women were like these easy breezy, like lightweighted,
respect. I think
well, no, what
more
I mean is like
respect with women, and
what I mean is like the women are like, oh my gosh, I feel faint. It's just
right. Well, the damsel in distress type of scenario. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like what, and men want to save women. They want to be with a woman who's
women want to be saved, but on their terms.
What is that? Hang on, I think I hit the wrong one. I have my expectations for a reason.
For a reason. Stop trying to subvert that.
Boba Fett for me.
Yeah, it's always been his favorite.
Yeah. You know what I've always had a problem with? I'm going to go back there. Let's go back to the Star Wars thing. Yep. When the first Star Wars came out, and when I was a kid, everybody liked Boba Fett, right? And I'm like, I only see him like 5 seconds in the movie. I don't like him. Who gives a crap? I like the main character. Person. I mean, who is this Boba Fett guy? I don't like him. Who cares? He's in the movie like in 5 seconds, and that was it. That's when I was a kid. I didn't know anything.
Oh yeah.
But it's funny how some kids probably did like him and stuff.
Right. I mean, they made toys and everything.
Yeah, it was funny when I was a kid because I didn't. The main characters was what I was really focused on.
Right.
It wasn't like the side characters or anything like that. And that was with like most of the movies that I've watched when I was a kid.
I think it takes maybe that's the wrong choice of words. It's not necessarily that it takes a special person, but there are just special people out there that are more interested in side characters than they are the main group of people. Shameless self-plug, I talk about this on my channel with a drawing that I did of one of my favorite side characters from Stargate SG-1. And she became quite a fan favorite, and even though she's not a big part of the show. And so kind of like Boba Fett, like I have to say, I mean, I wasn't necessarily a big fan of Boba Fett, but he looked cool. I have to say, I love it when they give side characters like really cool costumes, even though, like you say, you only get to see him for like 15 seconds or less,
Right. No, he did have a cool costume. He was cool looking. Just like the stormtroopers were cool looking. Darth Vader was cool looking,
Kind of makes me wonder if George Lucas had plans for Boba Fett more than what was going to happen because they made him look so cool.
Right. Well, I mean, that's probably why he, used Boba Fett's likeness or whatever for the prequels,
Well, right.
Jango Fett, right?
Yeah, and, which is his dad.
And then all the clones. Yeah.
Right.
So, I'm sure he had a plan for that. What does it say? Boba got punked by accident. He wasn't that great in Lord of the Rings. Return of the Jedi. Yeah,
I want to say it's Jedi. Return. I think the R is. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, did I say that right? RTOJ? I don't know. I was confused by
I want to say it's Return of the Jedi, but the T and the O would otherwise be. I'm trying to go through the Star Wars films. Like Rise of the Lord of the Rings. What?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Lord of the Rings. I don't know.
No, Lord of the Rings is LOR.
OR. Yeah. Man, guys.
It's been a day.
Don't do the letters. I can't think with letters.
Spell it out for Dan.
Spell it out for me. Oh man. Okay, agree with White Christmas. Okay, yeah. Let's get back to that. White Christmas was my favorite movie. And then White Christmas was with
Danny
He
Kaye.
was in White Christmas with Danny Kaye. So I'm guessing you're talking about Bing Crosby, right?
No, the main character of this film is Danny Kaye, and they were saying that White Christmas. Yeah, I guess that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
I don't know.
White Christmas.
We've kind of gone off the rails again.
We've gone off. Yeah. Return of the Jedi. Okay, so Return I did. So the T and the O was. No,
yeah, they were reversed. Dak said he's sorry.
Yeah, he said he's sorry. Okay. Dax, don't worry. I'm dyslexic too. Okay. That's why I get a lot of things confused, especially if I'm just glancing at it. That's why I read slower than most people. Because I gotta like look at it a couple times and be like,
Oh, I'll do you one better. I see words in books that aren't even there because my eyes tend to shift when I read. And so all of a sudden I'll just pull letters from other words and be like, I don't think this word is in the Bible. And I go back, oh, no, it's not. It's just my eyes decided to group letters
together. Ooh. That's fun.
Happens all the time.
So did we both gave music
so
a
music,
point, right?
Yeah, I give it a point. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now Allegory.
Allegory.
Did you have an allegory for this?
Well, I figured I've said much about this film. I would like to hear from you first.
For me? Okay, well, I was just going to say, I'm not sure. I was distracted this whole movie. So, obviously bringing the king back into his throne, that has something to do with Jesus, Let's see, what else? Friendships. I don't know. I'm trying to think. True love. That's right.
Burning of the witch.
As long as it's unconditional love. Burning of the witch. Yeah. Burn the witch. No, that's Monty Python and the Holy Grail, right?
Well, but Angela Lansbury's character was like, "I will kill you, witch, if you don't make your prophecy come to pass," or whatever.
Right. It's a witch. It's a witch. May we burn her?
Allegory. I don't know. I feel like the past couple of movies have all had the same theme, and this one could also, like standing up for your country and sacrificing for your freedom, because that's pretty much in this film as well. So I was like, okay, I got to do something else because we are like on that for every weekly.
Yeah.
Get it? Got it good. Yeah.
Back to the Court Jester.
I think maybe, just one allegory, if you're willing to be used, like the Danny Kaye's character was. I forget what his name is in the film, but
oh gosh, I just had it too.
Yeah, Giacomo was his alias when he was pretending to be it, but I can't remember.
Right, pretending to be.
I can't remember his actual name in the film is, but he wanted so much to just do the right thing. He wanted to be a part of something special, not realizing that even like the way he would take care of the child when he thought that was not much of a job. I mean, he was taking care of the king, for crying out loud. And eventually he became
his name was
part of
Herbert Hawkins.
That's right. Yep. Hawkins. And
Hawkins.
Eventually he helped save the kingdom and reunite the king, the actual king, the heir to the throne, with his place in the kingdom. So even though he did it in the most roundabout way, and he kind of looked like an idiot most of the time, it's just one of those things. If your heart's kind of like, if your heart's in the right way, and the Bible talks about, God will use you however you come if you just have a willing spirit. Obviously, we hope that your journey won't be quite as chaotic and silly as Hawkins's, but I think that's what I'll go with tonight because of the fact that, like I said, this whole thing about standing up for freedom and the fight for justice, we've been doing this for about a week and a half.
Yeah, right. That's true, right? That's true. Putting the king back on his place.
Right.
It was like a little tattoo on the little baby's butt or something.
It was the royal birthmark on the same place, like, handed down by every generation. And he made them all bow, and he was like, "Look at it." And he lowered his little diaper so they all look at his little butt cheek. And they all would kneel, Guys, you got to watch this film.
That was funny.
Not what you're expecting.
Yeah. So I'll give the allegory a point. I agree with what you said. I liked it. Sorry that I didn't, sit down and watch it and think about every category.
That dad life.
Living the dad life here, and sometimes it gets chaotic. But at least I got to have it playing in the background. By the way, when I first got this movie, I started watching it and I go, "Oh my gosh, it's in German. I don't understand anything." and then I hit the audio on the DVD player, so then it turned into English, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I find that to be a racist comment. Is that because I'm German? Excuse
No,
you.
actually,
You
I
just
thought it was
assumed
funny.
I would. You
I
would
actually thought
assume
it
that
was
I'd send
funny
you a
because it
German
was
film.
German. Yeah. I actually thought it was funny because it was German, and I was like, "Did Tabitha really send me a German
See?
movie?"
Racist.
No, I was thinking I should send this to Tabitha in German.
Funny. Oh,
The
that was
German
so
one.
funny too. That one scene where he gets stopped when he's pretending the first time to be Giacomo, and they're like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm Italian." He's like, "Well, you don't sound Italian." He's like, "Oh, I do many accents." So he starts speaking in Italian, and we don't know if it's real Italian. Or
Yeah,
not.
it's not,
But
I
it's
don't think it was real Italian.
so
And then it
beautiful,
was
so
French.
eloquent. Then it was French,
Yeah,
and of course
and
it was
that's
just
French.
romantic. And he was like
And then
German.
Yeah.
I was laughing because I'm like, that's so true. That's so true.
And
Oh
the
my
guy's
God.
looking at him like, "What?" He goes,
What?
"Oh, what I just said in English was, let's go to the palace."
Great, let's go.
Let's go. In all those languages, I said, "Let's go."
Let's go. That was great. Oh my god.
It was funny. It was a good scene.
So
yeah,
I think
so-
this movie got a good score, didn't it?
Yeah, 10 out of 10, everybody. 10.
Go
Out of 10.
see.
This movie is recommended by us. So,
Oh, yes.
Ringy 524, if you're still on, we do recommend this movie. So go ahead and check it out. If anyone needs this movie, let me know. I'll send it to you in an email. Okay?
Dan's got access.
I got access to this movie.
He knows a guy.
And I won't
on
send
dark
you the
side of
German
bed.
one. Yeah. I won't send
Well,
you
but
the
if you
German
do, it's
one.
educational then, like, right?
That's right, because then you got to learn German while you're watching it and be like, eh.
They usually don't put the songs in the foreign language, so at least that part will be English.
That's true. That is so true, because that's why I was confused. I was like, what is going on? I thought I just heard English.
It's always so funny when they do that.
Yeah. So that was good. Thanks for coming on, everybody. Thanks for being on the show. 10 out of 10. Inside the Booth gives it a perfect score because we're awesome.
We're awesome like that. Should we give them a sneak
And you guys
peek
are awesome.
of
Of
what's
what?
to come on Sunday?
I don't even remember what's coming on Sunday.
Isn't it here? Let me whisper. Okay, guys, don't listen. Dan, isn't it Hook?
I don't think so.
Oh, I thought
It's
it was.
gonna
I
be-
thought that's.
Well, that's what David said. I should just take a day off, but I told him no.
Oh,
So
okay, guys, dismiss what I just said.
dismiss what she said. Okay, no, it's gonna be that Zoolander, and we're gonna have a couple of special guests for Zoolander. So
Cool.
we will, because nobody's gonna be on besides me and the special guests. So don't.
Traveling.
Tabitha's traveling. My brother won't be on. Matt won't be on. So
I need a day off.
everybody needs a day off except for me. Woohoo!
Right.
Don't worry. Next year, everybody. Next year in August, I'm probably going to take the whole month off. But we'll pre-record stuff for everybody. That's
Don't
what's going to
scare
happen.
everybody like that. They love you.
I know. But I just realized that August is pretty tough to be running back and forth and
back
trying
to school and everything.
Yeah. But that'll be next year. And you guys might not know because we'll do pre-recorded stuff and we'll play it like it's live. We'll do premiere it. And then you guys will be like, how come no one's answering my questions? I'm leaving comments here. Come on.
Dan doesn't care about us anymore.
Yeah. Now in a year from now, if you remember this, I applaud you.
Yeah, for real.
That's so funny. See, I knew David does nothing. He does a lot in the background. So
The behind the scenes, man.
behind the scenes. Zoolander, really? Yes, Zoolander, really, Dax. Come on, Dax. You can come
My
on
favorite scene.
and talk about Zoolander. Well, and then I thought she solved murders not committed then.
Oh, we were talking about Angela Lansbury because she's known for Murder, She Wrote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But in this film,
Sorry, I
she's
missed
threatening
that.
to throw somebody from the balcony.
Sorry, I missed that comment earlier. Awesome. So thanks, guys, for joining us. Don't forget to visit our website. Like Tabitha said earlier, get yourself a mug.
www.insidetheboothtv.com.
That's right. Get a mug. Get a koozie. Get a
Get a game.
do-rag, but it's not going to be called a do-rag when you buy it. It's going to be called a neck gaiter. But don't forget, it's for do-rags. We also have t-shirts and hoodies. And we're going to be coming up with a new t-shirt. Oh, yeah. Maybe 2 new t-shirts or 2 new hoodies or whatever you want. It's going to be
2 new items of apparel.
New image on the shirt. So there's 2 new images coming soon for that. Zoolander with Ben Stiller, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Genius to use Ben Stiller as a model. Genius.
And who else is in it? The other guy who's funny.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. He's like the best. I like him better than Ben Stiller. See you, Dan and Pretty Girl. What's your name again?
If you can't read, then I can't help you.
There you go. Shows how to wear the do-rag. Oh, by the way, R2 made a like a meme picture thingy on Twitter. It was funny with me. It's like somebody else, but he cut my head out and pasted it, and then had me holding up the do-rag, and then had the do-rag on my head. What did it say? I wear them this way, that way, in, out, backwards, forwards.
Something like that.
Funny.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was funny. I liked it. So what? The do-rag? You can see it, right?
We clearly see Booth.
That's right, Booth. If you want to see it all the way, I can't.
You don't have one, get one. In the words of Woody from Toy Story.
That's right.
Vince Vaughn. Okay.
Yes, Lightning McQueen. Yeah, Lightning McQueen is, yeah, you know. Dax, it's boobs above her neck gaiter. Yes.
If you're new to the stream and you want to know what that one's all about, check out our video on A Knight's Tale. I guarantee you will not be disappointed watching.
Yes. It is a bit longer than this one, but you'll just watch it. Yeah.
Oh, it's worth it.
Oh, show the meme. I can't show the meme. I'm not sharing my screen no more. Sorry, R2. So if everybody on here is following R2, you'll find the meme. Maybe I'll take a snapshot of it on my phone and repost it also. Made highlights. Yes. Also, R2 made highlights to the Knight's Tale one where we're laughing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We encourage you to watch the whole thing, though.
The eyes below the nose, too. That's really funny.
If you're upside down.
If you're upside down, that's right.
Oh, my goodness.
It's funny being, what is it called? Dyslexia?
Sometimes.
Dyslexic. Man,
yeah.
I can't even talk. What is that called when you can't talk? Mute-ish?
Mute.
I'm mute-ish,
dumb.
Everybody. Yeah, that
the old-fashioned lingo was. Well, I'm not saying you're dumb. I meant like in the old days, you were dumb if you couldn't speak. You know.
Whitey.
Hey, Kaylee.
Whitey.
You guys are late.
That's right. We're saying goodbye now.
But it's okay.
That's all right. We're saying goodbye now. You guys can rewatch. It's a lot of fun. Oh, I forgot to tag Kaylee in the Twitter message. See, I forget people when I'm doing the whole trying to tag everybody. Like it would be nice if, let me just say this. It would be nice if when you hit the @ button, your followers come up first, everybody following you, so then you can just go click, 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 you know, Instead of just
want
being
you to
like,
work for it,
you gotta
Dan.
type it in, and you're like, but I don't remember everybody's names.
They're
And
trying to prevent dementia and Alzheimer's by getting you to use your brain more often, right?
yeah, but still, I mean, I
That's
don't
what
remember
Twitter's
people's.
true purpose is.
It's because on Twitter nobody uses a real name, so it's like, I forgot what was that guy's fake name again. I don't remember.
I really only
and
know
I'm just
people by their fake names. So,
like,
oh, well, that's time to go. My light just died.
your light just blew. That's awesome.
Normally,
Dan
it
with
can
his
make.
boomer moment.
Normally, it can make it longer than this. I must have had it at a higher setting.
Oh, that's funny. Dan with his boomer moment. Phil says, "Yes, that is my boomer moment."
Forgetfulness has no age necessarily. No, plenty of kids that don't know how to remember to tie their shoes or don't put peas up your nose.
Yes, Dave, it was an hour show already. That's not right. Well, I'm sorry. You got
do
the
tend to keep on
notification
talking.
Right, ESP.
That's right.
Don't forget, Dave, from Whitey's Wicked Workshop. Anyways, everybody, if you don't know Dave from Whitey's Wicked Workshop, go over there and subscribe to his channel. He's got some cool stuff. And if you want to learn how to put a Star Wars room build together, he actually does it. So you can follow along and build yours just like his. You don't have to build it exactly the same, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, Dave, remember, every Sunday night and every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Bam,
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time, that's right. So it's 8 p.m. Central Time and 6 p.m. the Pacific Time. Yes, I couldn't remember. Pacific Time, yes. I was going to say Californian time.
I would just said West Coast time. Just cover it all.
There you go. So, yes. Free drunk 3PO. Yes.
Yeah, they suspended his Twitter, but he's coming back.
I also want to start hashtagging blessed every time I post something now, because I saw a post that one of you guys did about libtards on TikTok or something like that, and this lady said that. I'm just going to rant for a second. This lady said that we cannot call ourselves hashtag blessed anymore because we are. What are we? We're privileged, she said. We're not blessed, we're privileged. And it made me very angry. This lady doesn't know what she's talking about. If I was sitting next to her in that car when she said that, I would have slapped her in the face.
He would have taken that do-rag off his head and would have been, Madam, you don't know what you're talking about. I challenge you.
I would have said, where's your mother? Why didn't she teach you anything? Hello, Tim Talks, or Tim's Talk. How are you? You're also a bit late. We're pretty much done. We're just chit-chatting, and I'm getting mad about certain things right at the moment. So,
well, Dan is. I'm too blessed to be mad.
You're not blessed. You're privileged to be mad.
I'm too privileged to be mad.
No, so that made my blood boil. I was like, wait a minute, what does that mean? And this whole pronoun thing.
Know.
Okay.
People don't know what words mean anymore.
Right. And then what is this whole pronoun thing? This person saying, I want you to call me they, them. Don't you understand what they, them definition is? It means they over there, they. There's more than one person. That's right. Hashtag blessed. Love it.
You're going to keep this up here right now.
And so it's like this person wants to be multiple people at once. Is that what she's saying? Because if that's what she's saying, that's telling me she's schizophrenic and she needs to go get some mental help. It was the Illuminati. Yes,
it's the parents and the teachers, and honestly, it's the scientists and the doctors that have let us down because they have decided to change what has been factual since the beginning of time.
That's right. That's right.
Dan, do you need your comfort slime? He'll be over there and be like, I'm so sad.
No, it just makes me angry. And it's not an angry where, it's like a sinful anger. It's more of like, the devil's deceiving people anger.
Right.
So
It's a frustration.
It's a righteous anger,
Yeah, you're right.
There is a difference. So I'd be flipping tables right now in front of those people if I could. And then
I wasn't sure where you were going to go with that.
then I would with these I don't know, these liberal people who say stupid stuff. Then I would twist a rope together, start whipping everybody.
Hey, I've got to be honest. I've seen a lot of Republicans say some stupid stuff too. So,
well, I didn't say they were not saying stupid stuff.
Oh, you were saying liberal stuff, and I'm like, I've seen plenty of Republicans saying stupid stuff too.
I'm talking about this whole TikTok thing with people saying stuff about.
Well, I don't know why people are thinking that TikTok is a source of information. Like, why is it a source of education or information or influence?
Yeah, and why
read a book.
Why are these people trying to redefine things that are already defined?
Well, not only that, why are we listening to people that are trying to define things that are already defined?
Yeah, exactly. And get a freaking dictionary. Maybe you'll be smarter by the time you're done reading the whole dictionary.
Oh, you definitely will. It's like, go out, read a book.
Read a book.
You know what I do in between TV shows when the commercials are playing for 2 minutes? I read a book. I'm reading The Phantom of the Opera right now in between my TV shows. Read a book.
Yeah. There's only one truth. That's right, Dax. There is only one truth. 2 + 2 = way racism. Yeah, and that's what, and that's kind of what upsets me. Is that, like, I think these they, them, she, he pronoun. What are the new zems or something like that? It's so
which sounds like Germans trying to have a conversation with you. Like, what's that all about?
Yeah. It's just yeah. They want to define math in a different way as well. It's like, oh no, 2 + 2 isn't 4 because the government. I don't know if they're thinking the government taught me 2 + 2 is 4, so it's not. It can't be, or if it's more like 2 + 2 is 3 or 6 because I said so. What's that say? # white and can't see the bottom part. Your name's in the way.
Oh.
White. Oh, there you go. White and proud. Oh, you're racist now.
Anyway, I can't help
Tim
it.
says, oh, geez, man. Now the comments are going. Tim says, yeah, TikTok politics. I stay away from. It's a rat trap. It is. It boils my blood and it just makes me not happy. Tabitha, have you ever seen the opera?
No. And I refuse to because Sarah Brightman is no longer part of the show. So,
unless you're me and get dumber reading the dictionary. Phil, you're not dumb, man. You're not dumb. And you can't get dumber reading the dictionary.
You cannot get dumber reading the dictionary.
White and nerdy. Isn't that a song? Weird Al Yankovic did.
It's very much who I am.
Tim goes, Phil, what is a dictionary again?
My favorite, I prefer the thesaurus over the dictionary, to be honest. I'm just being nerdy. I do. I'd rather read the thesaurus than the dictionary, which I have done.
The what?
The thesaurus.
What is that?
The thesaurus, it's a book that gives you alternative words for words. For example, if you want to say somebody is smart, what's a synonym? You could say that they're bright or they're brilliant or they're intelligent. I have a hard time with the actual meaning of a word versus what's an alternative for that word. That helps me discover what the meaning of the word is. Although I do subscribe to dictionary.com and learn word of the day every day. But that's what I'm saying. I'm nerdy. I love words.
Phantom of the Opera was awesome, Dave.
Oh, I believe it, but I just can't bring myself to watch it if Sarah Brightman's not in it.
Are you talking about the movie or the actual play?
The actual play. Oh, I have seen the movie, and I again, because Sarah Brightman wasn't in it, I'm like, it's all right. Nobody. Okay, that opera.
Well, you do know. What if somebody recreated the Phantom of the Opera in a small town and they didn't have Sarah Brightman, whatever her name is?
Then they shouldn't recreate it.
Would you still go watch the Phantom of the Opera because it's a famous play? What if it was like a
if,
high school play?
No, only if it was a friend or a loved one who invited me and I wanted to support them, but not necessarily the show. There's some things where I'm just a purist for, okay? Andrew Lloyd Webber made that play for her specifically, that role specifically for her, and she just knocks it out of the park. I don't think anybody else comes close. No.
She passed away?
No.
Well, she's got to be old by now. That play's been
she's
out
in her
for a long time.
She's like in her 50s.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want someone in her 50s playing that part no more. Come on.
Yes, I do. I've seen her in concert. I've seen her in concert, and she sings that same song that she's known for, and she knocks it out of the park. I don't go honest. I just listen to her sing.
Is everybody saying I'm a dinosaur? I don't understand what's going on here.
Oh, a thesaurus, because people make fun because it sounds like a dinosaur. A dinosaurus, a thesaurus.
Oh, okay. If TikTok makes you dumber, then that explains a lot with me. Just because you make TikTok doesn't mean you watch TikTok.
It's more like when people go there for information. It's kind of like when we go to Twitter for our news. You know, should we really be going to Twitter for our news? I do. I will confess that I do. But
sometimes, right? Sometimes. I mean, I wouldn't go to CNN for the news. That's for sure.
Right.
Or MSNBC. I might go to Fox once in a while, but only if Carl Tuckerson is talking. I don't like the other guys. They're all weird.
They're all rhinos.
A Jesus horse. A Jesus horse.
Well,
I don't know.
Whitey,
the Bible does say.
The
Bible does say Jesus is coming back riding on a white horse, Jesus horse. There you go. With his robes dipped in blood.
That's right.
And if you know what that means, it means war, basically. So Jesus is not always say, I love you. I love you. Oh, give me hugs. He's also a warrior who says, you know what? Enough is enough. And because I love you, I'm going to spank you. Anyways. Well,
That's I know. I just never heard I've never heard that translation before.
Well, I mean, sometimes, we do need a little correction and direction.
Oh, absolutely. All the time. Every day, all day.
Twitter is real life. I mean, Twitter. Twatter is real life.
Who was it saying the other day, don't be a twat waffle? I was laughing so hard. I'm like, I got to reuse that one. I think it was Tugs.
Tim, thanks for joining the Inside the Booth team. Or not team.
Say no to drugs, the Tim.
Group. Thanks for joining us. What'd you say? Say no to dinosaurs. Drugs. Oh, drugs.
Say no to drugs. What drugs you been taking? No.
Don't tell anybody. Oh, man. Oh, thank you, Kayla. Kaylee. How do we say that? Kaylee?
Kaylee.
Or Kaylia. Kaylia.
No.
There's got an H at the end.
Yeah, but you don't pronounce H as an A. It's Kaylee.
Oh. Kaylee.
like Raleigh.
Kaylee.
He's trying to make it a Celtic name there.
Yes. Play the bagpipes. Do the river dance. So yeah, sticky notes. Yeah, your sticky notes are probably going to overtake you, Tabitha.
I just want people to know where I stand.
He says, better be careful before you get a paper cut.
I'll sue if I get one.
Sue the company. I got a paper cut. Thanks, Kaylee. It's okay, she said. Yes, no to drugs. Drugs are bad.
Drugs are for losers.
Yeah. Drugs are bad. Okay. Yes, that's a South Park reference. I know some of my references. I don't watch South Park anymore, though. There, Timmy! Sorry, I just had to do it. Humanoa, Timmy! Had to do it. You made a South Park reference. I had to do it to your name. I'm sorry, Tim. It's just I'm goofing around. I don't mean any hard feelings by that. Due to technical difficulties, Dan can't talk anymore.
Since we're doing conspiracy.
Yes, I can't English anymore. I'm so sorry. What does it say? Oh, Epstein. Wait a minute. I'm not gonna say it. We'll get kicked off of YouTube. But yes.
I was like, that's just going.
I don't think we'll get kicked off anymore. We're saying that, right?
I don't know.
It's been too long now.
I think it's been proven that he didn't. So
yeah. I think even the Democrats think he didn't kill himself, but they think it was Trump. And then the right wing, us conservatives, say it was the Democrats.
Of course, they're like little children.
Dave,
I always say this thing.
That's right. The Illuminati, they did it. That's because Democrats, worship the devil. And there goes the stream. Yes, Dad.
One less one. There we go.
The all-seeing eye. Oh boy. Here we go again. He was Clintoned. Yes, he was Clintoned. And they are Democrats who worship the devil.
Yeah, I thought we were making good time there, Dan.
I know, we were making good time. We were almost done in an hour, and we were about to close. Yeah, I know.
I blame Whitey. Whitey.
Yeah, that's right. I blame all you guys who came on late. Now we got to at least give you guys at least 20 minutes, right?
Phil, please don't nickname me Sticky. I feel like that just could be taken in weird ways. I beg you. I beseech you, therefore, brethren.
Says, with notes that you put on your face.
Yeah, but he only emphasizes the sticky with the quotation
lizards
marks.
Have a third eye. Do lizards have a third eye? I don't think they really do.
Moms have third eyes.
That's
back
right.
Of their head. It's Kaylee's fault. That's right. He showed up and we just started.
And we got Dave saying, and why are all politicians lawyers? Because they're liars. You seen that movie Liar, Liar, right? He was a lawyer, and he's like,
well, it's a film. We can't base life
on lie. And she's like,
I know,
yeah, you're not supposed to lie. No, but you don't understand. The pen is blue. Write it, or I'll break it off. The pen is blue. The pen is blue. The gosh darn pen is blue. And they're like, man, he's going crazy. I bring the people together, Dave says. Dream. R2, we weren't talking like that. Phil said sticky notes.
Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. I was like, please don't make
That movie was genius before Jim Carrey went nuts in real life. Yes, that's true. That's because Jim Carrey started worshiping the devil. You got to be careful. That devil's going to deceive you. And then he's going to make you go crazy and weird because then you open yourself to demonic activity.
You open yourself to crazy and weird.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, boy.
Well, that's our stream, everybody. We covered the Illuminati, privilege, racism, and the Courts Jester. Sounds like our regular Tuesday night, Dan.
That's right. Some have a third eye on top of their head. It detects light changes. Oh, so when they change color, is that what that is? He's talking about some lizards have a third eye. I don't know. I've never seen one, but okay.
I've heard that before, but I can't say it's true.
All right. I've lived in Florida once, and I've never seen a lizard with a third eye. Do sticky notes more often.
I took notes on this.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, it's so sad.
We covered Tabitha and sticky notes. Send you a picture, Dan. All right, send me a picture. R2, send me a picture. I'll look at it tonight after we're done. Well, after we get off, I should say. We are done.
Everybody, stay blessed, everybody.
That's right.
Say no to drugs. Watch out for the Illuminati.
Let's get everybody saying hashtag blessed. You know. Let me just say this too. You know, I'm not a rich person. I don't have a lot of money. For those of you who don't know, I unfortunately I don't have a lot of money, but I still call myself blessed. Why? Because I think God putting a roof over my head, God letting my wife work hard enough to make enough money so that we can go on vacations. Because she said, "Oh, you can't go on vacations and say hashtag blessed." Well, you know what? You
Well,
work
it depends on
hard.
what
You
it
can do
depends on
that.
what a vacation is to you. In the words
Yeah.
of Dolly Parton, on one
What
is
is it?
only poor, only if they choose to be. It depends on how you view yourself.
Right. It's how you view it. That's it. And this lady obviously doesn't know who Jesus is, um, because she wouldn't say, "Oh, you can't say you're blessed." Well, why can't I?
Why
I
can't
think
you?
God blesses us all the time. He blessed us to breathe. And she was saying something about, oh, because you can afford childcare and you can afford this and you can afford that. No, my kids are healthy because God
Yeah,
lets them be healthy. I don't
right.
have a lot of child care, like Medicare stuff. I don't. And plus, Obamacare, I thought that was the totally wrongest thing for anyone to have ever done in their life is to make people pay for, health care. I think that's totally stupid and wrong. And I didn't like it when Biden did that
Or be
because,
fined if you don't have health
yeah,
care.
exactly. He took $300 out of my taxes all the time because I didn't pay for health care, which makes me pay for health care for somebody else. Also, my taxes helped with that. So
But yeah.
ooh,
Well, but the
this is how
people
I
that get
think.
upset
If
with the
I'm healthy,
blessings,
if I'm
yeah.
healthy, I don't think I need to pay for health care. If I don't feel like I'm healthy, then maybe I'll get health care so that it can help me pay for my hospital trips or doctor trips. Did you know back in like the 1800s, the 1700s, and the early 1900s, hospital and doctor care was not as expensive as it is now. This whole um, this whole even car insurance and health insurance and all that stuff. I think that's just a gimmick for them to make some money. Come on, really?
Well, yeah. I mean, part of it is for sure. And it's like, medicines have expanded and different ingredients and stuff like that. But the people that get upset with stuff like this, it's because if you take God out of the
Because they're
equation, you
because they're
lose your
filled with
great,
demons.
well, it's not always filled with demons, but you lose your gratitude. And the Bible talks clearly about how if you lose your gratitude, because we don't deserve anything from the Lord. We are blessed simply to exist in this world. And when you look at it that way and you realize that there are people that are worth, especially here in America, again, if you have never traveled outside of the United States, you have no idea how blessed we are, even if you are a poor
Yeah,
person in
exactly.
this country, because if you are poor, you're still getting food stamps, you're still access to TVs and cell phones. We have the Salvation Army and different things like that. And I've seen the poor people in Baltimore and things like that. I've walked past them, and there are
Mm.
places you don't even
Well,
have the
let me just
coats that they get to have. You have to
right.
look at it in perspective. I
No,
knew people,
exactly.
I grew up in a third world country, and I saw people that literally their houses were just these metal things, walls put together. They had a dirt floor. They only had towels for doors. It was just like a one room
Right, and
shack.
they still
And
called
they're,
themselves blessed.
oh,
They're
yeah,
like,
they
"Oh, I'm
did. They were
blessed
grateful to be
because." Yeah,
alive. They were, yeah,
exactly. And they had God on their side, and
exactly.
Dax makes a good point about how. Well, I want to say this first. It's funny, R2, because that video was a white girl in her car. Where'd she
Well,
get that
because
car?
we're being brainwashed to
you
think
know,
that the color of our skin influences and impacts our success in life. No, not so. If I wanted to sit on my
blessed
backside and
knowing
do
you guys.
nothing,
Thank you. So,
I'd be out on the street. My color has nothing to do with that. But if I
that's
want to
right.
work hard and be successful, it takes
Yep.
time. That's the other thing people don't realize. Success doesn't just
Yeah,
happen
we had
overnight.
the
It comes
opportunity
with
to be
time.
privileged. That's what that is. That's what she was saying. That just we're
We all have the
boils my
opportunity to be
blood.
privileged.
Yes, Dax. See right there. He says people seem so miserable, hateful, and spiteful are those without faith. That's so true. You know, even just a little faith, people are not
Grain of a
as.
mustard seed.
Yep. and we're rich in the Lord. Yes, we are, Dave. Um, love the shirt. Oh, thank you. Some people, what's to say? Some people can't accept people making their own choices. Don't let those people get you down or get to you, Dan. I know. The only thing is, it just
It just gets
irritates.
frustrating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just get frustrated. It's not putting me down or anything. It just, you get, like a tick crawls underneath your skin when he bites you, right? And it's really hard to get out. Right now is that moment where it's really hard to take it out of my head because it's under my skin and I'm really, I want to just beat the devil up, punch him in the face a couple times,
Right, because he's sending them strong delusions.
People won't want you.
People want to be triggered. Sometimes they are. That's the only way that they can find happiness and fulfillment is by being upset because they have a void in their life.
Right. And those are the type of people, like when I was younger, were called the emos, They weren't called the transgenders back then. They were emos, like emotional people. They just wanted the attention. So they would dress all in black and they'd have the black, eye stuff. Yeah, with the hair in their face, yeah.
Dan, I feel like you're getting on me because I'm wearing black. I've got black on my eyes. I've got my hair in my face. I'm wearing dark nail polish. What are you
got a black eye?
After? I've got some mascara now.
Well, mascara's not, I mean, you don't got like the eyeliner that's black that goes all the way around and you're like,
that's true. Only
black
halfway.
Fingernail polish and go, listen to that hard rock.
It's dark green. I swear, everybody, it's dark green.
What was that? Heavy metal type of stuff. I mean, not saying heavy metal's bad, but that's what the kind of music that they would listen to. All that depressing music,
depressive stuff to be in their heads. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So weird. People are strange. I thought they were strange back then. They're getting stranger. Now they. When I just said that, it reminded me of the Joker. They're getting stranger. Anyways, yeah.
Anyway, the Courts Jester, everybody, it was a really fantastic film.
Yeah, it was
10 out of 10.
Movie.
Would recommend.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
you know what? Let me just say this. Mental health reason. Yes. I just watched a great movie last night, which I should have watched, the Courts Jester, without any distractions. But the movie was called The Professor and the Madman, by it was Mel Gibson and Sean Penn. Great movie. It was about what was it? I shouldn't be talking about this because this becomes another movie review. Anyways, great movie. You should watch it. And it's about this guy who is basically schizophrenic, and he sees things and he kills somebody because he thought it was somebody else. And but he's very smart, very smart. And he goes to a mental institution instead of jail. And then that's when Mel Gibson's character finds him because he sent out letters. And it's about the dictionary, basically, the Oxford Dictionary. So it's a really good movie, and we need more mental hospitals these days. That's for sure. I don't know what happened to them. I remember back in the 90s, we used to have them all the time, and, they'd make movies about them and stuff. And then now it's like they don't exist anymore. Everybody gets the free-for-all. They're running around mentally.
Yeah, and being menaces to society.
Yeah. All because, and I can't blame them all the time, is because some of these people do get like, they get abused as children, they don't grow up in good homes and stuff. So I can't blame them completely. But at the same time, where are the Christians that are supposed to bring them to church and help them and be there for them and say, hey, there's another way, not just...
Churches have failed. We got scared of going beyond our own walls, and that's one reason why the country is in the state that it is, because we failed to influence people with the love of Christ.
Right. And America used to be the main country that would go out overseas and be missionaries everywhere. Yeah. Anywhere you look, there was an American missionary somewhere in the world, even here in America. Yeah. And then it's like we stopped witnessing to people.
We got cold. We got accustomed to our privilege of being here in the United States.
Privilege.
It's
That's
our
right.
privilege to be here in the United States, and we let
Right,
our
and we're blessed.
blessings
You know,
we
we
let
are
our
blessed.
blessings overtake our responsibilities
Yeah.
to pass
I
on the
think
word
that's
of the
why
Lord.
what's happening now is happening now.
Oh
I
yeah,
think because
down
the church
hands
became
down.
cold,
We
you
failed
know?
as the
Yeah.
church as a whole failed.
Yeah.
It's not too late. The Bible always talks about if my people turn from their sins, turn from their wicked ways, and seek and repent and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Um,
Exactly.
but people have to be willing to acknowledge the sins. Daniel in the Bible, he acknowledged the sins of Israel, even though he didn't commit those sins on behalf of his nation. He acknowledged the sins. And you think about it, everybody's talking about how with
Thank
the
you, Haley.
Rona, they're really concerned about everybody's health. They're not.
Yeah.
Because if we were really concerned about
No,
everybody's
exactly.
health,
It is not
we wouldn't
concerned
be
about our
aborting
health.
babies.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
exactly.
I mean, God is very upset when you look throughout history.
Oh,
If you don't
children, yeah.
even if you don't want to take the Bible at its word, fine. Toss out the Bible. I don't recommend doing that because I'll get you in trouble. But if you didn't want to believe in the Bible and you just want to look at history, you look at history when the children start getting sacrificed, even to the volcano gods and all these kinds of things. These people
Yeah.
are not happy.
What
Plagues and
Pharaoh
misery.
did.
Plagues and misery come to these countries, and we are blessed still in this nation, despite all of the evil and the corruption and the abominations that we have now justified under the name of in God we trust. It's blasphemy, and thankfully there's still a remnant who are fighting for truth and justice, but there are consequences when you try to justify sin and wickedness.
Yes, exactly. Kaylee says she likes listening to streams like ours because there's more laughter and fun. I got to listen to less of the critical streams out there. Yeah, it's
We
it's
try to keep it.
perspective. It's perspective. We do need to be, and we usually stay laughing and having fun.
Dan had to get all ruffled over there.
Yeah, I had to. Sorry about that, everybody. My bad.
Always
Right
bringing,
there.
always bringing the Illuminati into everything.
Yeah, and it's perspective. When you listen to the critical streams, they do kind of get you down a little bit. I mean, I have, I do the same thing. I listen to all these people that, and it's not that I don't like the people that do streams like that. I just, after a while, it gets like, man, I've been feeling depressed lately. I don't know why, things like that. And I'm like, it could be what I'm listening to. It could be like the news that we listen to. It could be what's going on in the world. It could be anything. And even for me, I stopped focusing on, worshiping God and talking to Jesus.
We take
more.
our eyes off of what's important.
Yep.
We focus on the problem and not the problem solver. And that's why we get sad and everything like that. I mean, speaking from experience, I mean, even just last week, we were talking about V for Vendetta. If you haven't seen that, you should go see that. But I mean, that movie was heavy for me. I told Dan I didn't know if I was going to make it for the stream because I was crying. I really was thinking about the state of my country and what's going on. But you know what? America has been through quite an ordeal in the last 200 years, 200 plus years.
And what? We got to remember this too, is that we do have hope in Jesus. We have hope in our, in what God has for us. And we just got to stay more positive and then, keep our eyes on the guy upstairs.
If we follow God's guidelines, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and seek, turn from their wicked ways and seek my face, then will I heal their land. Then will I forgive their sins. You have to come on God's terms. He gives them to you. And what's amazing about God is that he still gives us so many blessings, even in the midst of turmoil, even when we turn away as a nation. We are still so much more blessed than so many other countries. Having relatives that have recently come from Europe, visiting here or like coming to here, and they just tell us it's not at all like it is over there. Don't be deceived by people who hate America and think that we're the worst country in the world. We're really not. We have our pockets. where the
Yeah,
evil
we have our
abounds and
issues.
springs forth. For sure. And that's, again, we have to acknowledge that America is not what it was. It has so many flaws. But if we just give up on it, we just run and hide, then we'll lose it completely.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, again, you know.
Yeah. And I like what Dax said right there. Found that so many times when we struggle that we turn away from God, and that's the most important time when we should cling to Him the most. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh
we
yeah.
should.
I mean, I heard one preacher say,
Even
he preached a heavy message, and he was saying basically you need to look at your life and
Amen.
say,
Keep your
are you
this-
treating God like a spare
Rev Kev.
Oh,
we
Rev
keep our
Kev.
hope.
Hi. He is awesome. Go check out his channel. I love that guy's energy. He's great. But if, you know, I don't know, it's one of those things. Keep your eyes on Jesus.
Yeah,
It's easy to get discouraged for sure, but knowing that there's a brighter day coming, and that, you know, what the preacher was saying, are you using God as a spare tire? Because it's like, are you using God just when you need him, or are you using him all the time? Because technically we need him every day. And so if we're only using him in the bad, and I'm not hating on what Dax is saying. Like, I totally get that. I'm the same person.
Yeah,
there.
of course.
Like, yeah, we need, when the travesties come, we don't need to omit God from our lives, the same way that the government has basically done that. Anytime something bad happens, we toss religion aside for whatever reason. But like we were doing in the stream on Sunday, when desperate times come, kind of like a 9/11, and we'll be celebrating 9/11, you know, observing, 20 years since 9/11, was it next week? Back in the day, I remember when churches and bars and stuff like that, they had on their signs. I'm talking like churches and bars and any kind of club you could think of. Outside on their sign, they're like, "Pray for America. We are stronger united." That is the last time I remember that we came together as a nation and implored to God for our help, help.
And saying stuff like that. I remember even in history, when there was something bad happening, Christians would get together to pray. You know,
pray
at any time. And I remember even like in the 90s as a kid, like I've been over to Washington, D.C. one time. That was a long time ago. But you hear like on TV, National Prayer Day, everybody's in front of the White House praying. But nobody's doing that anymore. No one's really going out in front of the White House to pray for months on end, you know.
We've let COVID scare us from gathering together to pray. I really believe that's something that's hurting our church. I understand taking precautions. My church does that too. But we do meet and everything like that. But of course, if somebody's sick, we're like, okay, stay home, you know, all that stuff. But we're afraid to gather anymore at the altar because we're in close contact. We're afraid to gather together outside of the church.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what I think would have made things different on January 6th, even, is if Christians came to that rally on January 6th, right? And they had a worship time and pray time, and then go over to what was that place? Where they broke in or whatever.
But
Capitol? instead of breaking into the Capitol, they should have had like a stage or something where Christians would be there praying for the Capitol, praying for people, and I think that would have changed everything.
Well, to be fair, it was the Antifa crowd that decided to.
Even in prayer, that Antifa crowd would have stopped.
That's true. If the people would have really gathered in the power of the Lord,
in prayer, everything would have stopped. Everything would have changed. People would have changed their minds inside that Capitol, and they would have said, "Wait a minute, look what's happening out there."
Right, something's happening. Yeah,
yeah, something's happening.
We don't have that supernatural influence in the world anymore.
Yeah, it's like it died out. It went away because people are too worried about everything else and their feelings, and
well, we don't want to turn away from ourselves. Again, the Bible is all about crucifying the flesh, if you will, dying daily to self. And I mean, I'll be the first one. I had to go to the altar on Sunday because I'm like, we were singing "I Surrender All," and it just struck me, like the Holy Spirit just struck me on the inside, and it was like, even with Twitter and keeping up with everybody, it's difficult for me, and I can easily get lost in it. And all of a sudden I started valuing my time on social media a lot more than, reading my Bible or doing devotions or even just going through my day and just thinking about God from time to time and singing my songs. And it was just like, oh, I need to call myself out on this, and I appreciate the Lord doing that. So I did not mean to say celebrating. I really don't. It's just because, whenever we have an anniversary of something, we typically are celebrating something.
Right.
And so that was just a slip of the tongue there.
In actuality, if there were Christians in that building and they passed away, we'd be celebrating their second life, right?
If you wanted to put a religious spin on it,
There you go.
Find the allegory.
Really shouldn't be. I just had to because, some people went home that day.
This is true.
Some people went to the other place. Pretty sad. I believe it's all meant to happen, but we cannot be afraid. God is in control. That's right. We can't be afraid. God is in control, Dave. Absolutely right. I always say church near me did outside social distancing, and they also did it online. Not sure if they only did online because of COVID or if they always did, but I found it in social media with COVID going on. It's always good to
my church has done that too. In the height of the COVID mess last year, when we weren't sure what was going on and we were believing everything we were being told, we did meetings in the parking lots, or we did online services.
If people 20 years ago knew how people would be acting today, they'd be losing their minds.
I think if churches 20 years ago knew how we would be acting today, there would be a big shift in the whole prayer dynamic of the church.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unfortunate that we
fire a lot of people. A lot of people would be fired. You're fired. You're fired. You'd have to go probably more than 20 years, though, I think. Because
I think what I'm saying is like if 20 years ago people knew we would be living in a day and age when men and women believed that they were dogs or believed that they had no gender. You know what I'm saying?
They were because they're
that pedophilia was becoming a normalcy.
Yeah.
I
and
believe
they're saying,
that.
And what gets me, that pedophilia thing? They say they don't act upon it. It's just in their minds, so it's okay. No, it's not okay.
Even
if it's in your mind,
into fruition.
Yeah,
and that's
even
still
if it's
not okay.
in your mind, you need to say, "There's something wrong with me. I need help."
Yes,
and it's okay to say, "There's something wrong with me. I need help." It's okay to say those things.
As they say, the first step to recovery is acknowledging.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't think it's a problem. I don't know why they don't think that they need help.
Well, we know it's Satan sending the delusion. Help. It's sending a delusion to them.
I know, but still, I mean, 20 years ago, people would be smart enough to say, "Okay, I need help."
Well, because we've tossed our moral code out the window, and the fewer morals you have, the more chaos people are confused with. Most people are not okay with pedophilia. It's what we've seen in the media. I think that has to do
with the church too, and not just what's going on now. Because a lot of the church, like even I remember back in the old days when there was a church in my area. This guy would spy on his daughter's friends and stuff, and instead of admitting it and saying, hey, going up to the leaders of the churches, saying, because he was a pastor, so then you got the pastors over that church, instead of going up to him and saying, hey, I got an issue, I got problems, I need help, I need prayer.
Yeah.
What happened was he just left after they found out about it. He left, he ran away, and it's not how it should be, because even the Bible says, pray with
bury one another's burdens. Yeah.
Pray with one another so that we may be healed and overcome and become victorious in these things. I mean, everybody gets those weird, dumb thoughts once in a while. Why? Because we're human. We were born in sin.
Curious creatures. Yeah.
We're like animals, except smarter, and we have Jesus to help us.
Well, and we're also made in the image of God. So
yeah.
And that's the review of the Court Jester.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, we got off on a tangent there. thanks for sticking around and talking about it. Love y'all. That was good.
Thank you.
Kind of glad I
for-
got it off my
and-
chest, to be honest. That's right. Hashtag blast everybody. I'm gonna start doing that. You see it every time I go on Twitter. You'll know why.
That's right, Rev Kev. Those thoughts need to be taken captive. Otherwise, they'll be
That's
set up
right.
as strongholds.
That's right. That's right. Cast
Right.
down anything that doesn't have to do with God in your mind. Cast it out in the name of Jesus.
That's right. In the name above every name.
That's right.
I'm glad you feel better, Whitey. Look at you. Because of you, we have gone nearly 2 hours. We would have been done 55 minutes ago.
That's right. And we were gonna be.
Dan, it's so funny. I purposed. I'm like, lately you've been saying, man, we've been going longer than we intended to. And I'm like, okay, tonight's the night. I'm going to try to keep my stuff short.
That's what I was
Tonight's the
thinking
night.
too.
But Whitey had to come along and be like, you guys are keeping it short tonight, aren't you? Well,
Yeah.
glad we
Guess
could be of service.
And I'm glad you appreciate us, Whitey. Because
And we're glad all of you stayed around.
Yeah.
So glad.
I'm glad everybody stuck around. You know, we appreciate you guys. You guys are
Yeah.
awesome. You know, we love y'all. And you know, hit us up on social media anytime you want to talk. If anybody needs to talk about anything. Kaylee says never too long. You know.
I know. That was like that one drunk 3PO stream. Like I watched for 2 hours. I signed out and I'm like, I gotta go, bye. And then I just decided to go on YouTube really quickly. It was like at 1 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't sleep and I was gonna look for something to relax me. And I saw he was still talking and it was like, wow.
Yeah, that's funny. That's right. Sweet dreams and buy some merch, everybody. Buy some merch.
That's right.
Don't forget to vanquish the like button, ding the bell so you get notified. And thanks for coming again. This was fun. The only reason why I say it's a little too long for us is because we use the free StreamYard stuff. If anybody wants to help us with that, we got to pay for the whole year for it to be $20 a month. Other than that, I think it's $30 a month. But if you guys want to help out with that, let me know. We got a donation page and stuff like that. Just type in there for StreamYard. And because we only get 22 hours a month for StreamYard.
Oh,
and
okay.
They gave me a message on the 24th saying, hey, you're going pretty long, even though we had another 10 hours left to go. But
they're like, letting you know.
Just letting you know. Oh, by the way, tomorrow it resets. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. But I'm just letting you guys know in case you do want longer shows, we'll need help to pay for that. But yeah. So you need 12 friends to go give you $20 each. Yes, exactly.
Dude,
that's it.
We have
375
subscribers. We just need 300 of them to give us $1. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll be set for this.
For life.
Yeah, exactly. Where exactly can we donate, Dan? You can donate if you go to our website, www.insidetheboothreviews.com. There is a donation page. Just look up at the top, go to donation. We got a bunch of donation little things, and it's actually goes through PayPal. So then it goes to our PayPal, and then bam, that's it.
Bam, that's it.
Bam, that's it. We also have a Patreon page if you guys want to donate monthly. So, and then that will be all of, I don't know, maybe all of this type of stuff, because then I'll just edit this stuff, cut it where we're done with our movie review, and then put the rest of this over there. So that would be cool. So yeah, so do that too. If only I had a mug to show me the exact URL.
Oh. Oh, there it is.
All right, insidetheboothtv.com. That's the URL. You just gotta hit www dot in front of it. Blame Whitey and Kaylee. Speaking of my mug, that's a good photo I took, right, Tabitha?
Yes, I saw on Twitter somebody did that, yeah, where they had the Illuminati, or I had the Illuminati sticker on my forehead. I'm looking for the lid to my marker. It's gonna.
I think
he
was talking about his picture with his mug.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know if I didn't post it yet there, but he did. He posed like you. I don't know if you're gonna have to post it or two if you didn't already. But maybe he did. Maybe that's why he's saying, "Didn't you like the picture?" I'm not sure.
We did it. We hit 2 hours, guys.
That's right, everybody. All right, thanks everyone for coming. Good night. Love you all. Oh, you did. All right, good job, R2. Thanks again and again and again and again. So, yeah, talk to you guys later. Remember, Sunday night it's going to be Zoolander. Don't miss it. We're going to have a couple of guests. One's going to be R2 the Icky. And we're going to have another special guest for the first time. It's going to be Maria from Crochet Girl there.
Oh, of course. I have to be out when everybody's on.
Don't worry. We'll do like a Rumble with everybody. And we'll do some, one of the review shows with everybody. So, yeah. Ooh la la. Mel, what? Mel, ooh la la. Mel, yeah.
Me, ooh la la. Me.
Oh, me. I thought it said Mel. I thought the explanation.
It does look like an L.
Okay. So, yeah, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. I really got to pee. Goodbye. Love y'all. Have fun.